Hi everyone, in this video I will be showing you how to delete data from MySQL database by using Node.js. So let's get started. So for this we will be needing two libraries, one is Express and another one is MySQL. So just go to your folder in terminal of Visual Studio Code and type npm space I space Express and MySQL and just hit enter. Just wait till the download gets completed. Once the download is complete, just go to your folder and just create a new file. I will name it as main.js and hit enter, and let me just close this now. So as usual we will be first importing the libraries. So it's going to be var express equal to require express, and let me just now copy this and paste it and replace express with MySQL and MySQL here as well. And next thing we will be like declaring our app. So var app equal to express, and also we will be using express.json because we will be passing data in the form of JSON. So it's going to be app.use express.json. All right. So now we are done with our import, and next thing we need to create our connection variable. So it's going to be const. Let me name it as con equal to MySQL. So you need to use this particular variable name over here. Dot create connection, open a circular bracket and curly bracket, and within this we need to specify host, user, password and database names. So let me begin with the host. So it's host, and since I'm using MySQL locally, it's going to be localhost over here and put a comma, and next one is user. So you need to specify the username over here. For me the username is root, and this username directly corresponds to the username that you are having in your MySQL. So by default many will be having root, but it really depends on the user. Alright, so you need to be specific with your username. And next thing is the password. So this also changes from person to person. Let me just enter my password as well. Yeah, that's fine. And next thing is going to be the database. So we need to specify only a existing database. All right, so for this purpose let me go to my MySQL workbench. I'm going to use this particular database, new DB. So let me just now copy this and let me just create this database as well. Yeah, database has been created. So if I just now refresh it, yeah, new DB is over here. So let me just pass the name over here. So this is fine. We are done with our connection variable, and next thing we need to connect with the help of this connection variable. So it's going to be con dot connect. We will be having this connect function, and here we will be having a callback function. So it's going to be error. So in case of any error in our connection, this will be like able to catch that error. So it's going to be if any error, let's just console dot log that particular error, and in the else block we will be just having a console.log as connected, like that. So this is now fine for the basic stuff, and let me just now save it and run it at first just to verify if it's working fine or not. So for running it, it's going to be node your .js file name, which is main in my case. So it's main.js. Yeah, so here you can see I'm getting connected, which means that there isn't any error over here. So now let me just stop it. So it's Control plus C to stop. So just scroll down, and here we will be defining our delete function. So it's going to be app dot, we have to specify here delete. All right, so this app directly corresponds to the app that we have created over here, app equal to express. And inside this delete function, first we have to specify the path that we'll be using in the local host. So I mean this path over here. So I will just go with delete data. You can specify whatever you want, and next I will just pass the ID as a parameter. So you can also pass this ID in the request body. I will show you both the ways how you can do this. So first I will go with the parameter method. So I will just put ID over here. This is fine for the path. Just put a comma, and next is going to be a callback function. So it's going to be request comma response and an arrow function over here. And next basically we will be fetching the ID. All right, so it's going to be const, let me name it as del id for delete ID equal to request dot params.id. So basically the ID that we are passing from our Postman URL over here will be caught by this ID, okay? And another important thing is that this particular ID, alright, this particular ID should be a column in your table. So I am having here a column named ID. So that's the reason why I am passing here ID. So in case if you are having some other name, or if you don't have a column named ID, please create it, alright? Otherwise you will be getting an error. So that's fine. And next thing, we will be writing our simple SQL query to delete. Okay, so just come to the next line. We will be using our connection variable, that is con. So it's going to be con dot, and it's going to be the query function, and inside this it's going to be within single quotes delete from your table name. So my table name over here is my table, and that particular table should be present in the database that you have specified above. So just specify your table name, and it's going to be where clause id equal to question mark. So this id directly corresponds to the column name of your table, so this id, okay? And after specifying this query, just come outside of it, put a comma, and here you need to specify your delete id, that is this id that we are passing as a parameter. So it's going to be del id over here, and just put a comma, and next just the same thing, another callback function. So we will be having error comma result, just to catch any error or the result that we are getting after the delete operation. So just have an arrow function over here, and just the same thing. Let me just now copy this, alright, and I will just paste it over here. If error, we are just consoling the error, and if there isn't any error, let's just have a response, alright. I'll just do response dot send. I will just go with deleted, alright. So this response deleted will be appearing over here as a response in Postman, and I will also console.log the result. So that's a good thing. Console.log, I will just do directly the result, alright. So I think that's it for the delete function. Next thing, we have to basically just start our server. So for that, we have to make it listen, alright. So it's going to be app dot, we have to use the listen function, and here we will be specifying the port number on which port our server has to run. So by default, many will be going with 3000. I will also go with that, and you can also specify some other unused port, alright. And next thing, just the same thing, another callback function, alright. And I will just copy the same, just copy this as well, and I will just paste it over here, and I will this time I will do a console.log as on port 3000. Okay, I think now we are good. Let me just now save it, and before running it, we have to create this particular table, alright. I didn't create this table yet, so I will just go to my MySQL database. So my database is created over here. So first thing, I need to use that particular database, so I will just use it, and next I will create this particular table. I will just select this, and yeah, table is created, and let me just insert some random values basically. So I will just go with 2b, and I will go with 1000, and I will go with 3c as well, 3c the same 1000. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, so if I just run it, yeah, table is created, and if I just now view my table, so this is my table currently that I am having over here. It has like 3 rows over here. That's fine, and let's now run our code, alright. So for running it, it's going to be same thing, node your file name.js. Yeah, so as you can see here, I'm getting on port 3000 and connected, so which means that I guess there aren't any errors over here. So now what you need to do is you need to basically just copy this path that you have specified for your delete function. So just copy this, and you're going to go to Postman, and in this you need to just remove this stuff, and after localhost colon 3000 slash, you need to paste this path. I'll just remove this extra slash over here, and just have it as none, because we aren't going to pass any data as a payload in the body. So just have it as none. And another important thing, just change this operation to delete, really important thing. So this is fine. And final thing, just pass some id. So in the table we are having id as 1 2 3. I will go with 1 at first, so I'll just put 1. So my server is started, and if I just now send it, so here you can see I'm getting deleted. And if I go to my code over here, I'll be having my result console. So I'm just printing the result over here. So here you can see I'm having affected rows as 1. So if I just go to my MySQL workbench, and if I just now again refresh and run this command, so here you can see my row with ID 1 has been now deleted because I have passed here ID 1. So ID 1 needs to be deleted, and it has worked. So this code works 100%. So let me also now try this. What if I pass the ID that isn't present in my table itself? Let me just go to my Postman over here. I will go with 1000. 1000 isn't present in my table. I'm just having 2 and 3 over here. So you need to be careful. So if I just now send it, I'll be getting the same deleted, but there is a difference, all right? So here you can see when I passed 1000, all these values are 0 over here. But when I pass the ID 1, I am having this affected rows values as 1, but here I am having affected rows values as 0. So by using this affected rows value, we will be able to tell whether the ID is present in my table or not. So we will be just having a simple if condition to check that. So just go over here. So I will just remove this response.send. I will just remove this as well. So I will be having if result, because all these details are getting printed from result. So I'll just type result, and I will access this particular key affected rows. I will just copy this, and I will just paste it. If result.affected rows equality 0 means that particular ID that isn't present in my database. I will just do response.send. I will just do ID not present, and in the else condition, I will just copy this, and I will just do with deleted. The same thing, all right? I hope this made sense. We are just basically using this value over here, this result, all right, here. So this is now fine. So let me just now save it and rerun it again. So let me just now come down, stop it, Control C to stop, and I will just rerun it again. Yeah, so it has now started. So if I go and send 1000 again, here you can see I'm getting ID not present. And if I just now go and send, I think we are having 2 and 3, right? So if I just now send 2, I'll be getting deleted. And if I just now go to my table again and again run it, as you can see, the row with ID 2 has vanished because it has got deleted. So the final thing what I wanted to show is, yeah, so here I'm passing the ID in the form of a parameter through the particular URL. So I said that we can also do this through the request body as well. So for this, just remove this, all right, remove this. Let's just have the text path, not the ID. And for that, you need to change the code as well. So I'll just go to my code, and here, just remove this colon ID from this. Just have the slash your path, all right, remove the slash as well over here. And here in the delete ID, just remove this params. And here we will be specifying it as body, because we are getting the data from our Postman as a request body. It's not going to be got from the parameter of the URL. So change this as well. Other than that, we are fine with this code. Okay, so this is good. So let me just now save it, and I will stop it and rerun it again. So this is fine. Request.body, all things are good over here. And in our Postman, what you need to do is you need to go to raw. After selecting body, it would be a none. We need to go to raw, and you need to change this. It would be text, I guess, by default. You need to change this to JSON, and you need to just have this JSON. Okay, you need to just have like this, and here you need to pass the ID. Same thing, instead of passing the ID over here, we're just passing it as a JSON, that is a key and a value pair. And that's the reason why we need to use this thing, I guess, this express.json thing over there. I think we are good now. So what ID I'm having left? I'm just having the ID 3 left over here. So I will just go to my Postman. I will just change it as 3 now. And if I just now send it, we need to have basically a empty table over there. Only the column name should be present there. And if I just now send it, yeah, so here you can see I'm getting deleted. All the things are fine. And if I just now go to my MySQL workbench and select this command and run it, so here you can see basically our table is empty because the last ID, the last row that we had with ID 3 has been now deleted because of this particular Postman request. So this is the video, guys. I hope you have found this video useful. I have also done many other operations in MySQL with Node.js as well as MongoDB, as well as programming videos in C, C++, Java, Python, SQL queries, as well as 3D animation using Blender. So do check other videos of my channel. Subscribe me. Thanks for watching.